So this is our website, the Warnow VR checkout system. So I will go through the instructions. First off, the package JSON video, package JSON file. This is all that we have showing the stuff. And then here is our file structure with a source, app, and then the client routes. So boom, here's all our different routes for everything are kind of in all these files, and then here's all our different pages. There's a bunch of them, lots of pages going on here. And then these are the routes that we have, a bunch of them there. Okay, so number one, show the initial collections. So here's the initial collections. We have users. We have all the users we have from testing, and then we have checkouts. So here's the checkouts. It tracks all the checkouts, lots of them from testing again. And then we have the headsets. There's 50 of them. So they're all by different IDs. And then the messages, which are on our message boards feature to the users. These are the only ones we have loaded up right now. So here is the splash page. So I work in a lab on the campus, and it doesn't we have a lot of virtual reality headsets in them, and we don't have a good way for people to track checking them out. So we decided that this would be a good way to get that lab up and running and allow both teachers and students, or professors and students, to be able to check out the headsets and use them effectively for the classroom. So attempt to log in with invalid credentials. So sign up, log in here, and let's say bad gmail.com and bad. Incorrect email or password. So no session established, and then this is, we're not logged in, so this is what it looks like to an unauthenticated user. We decided not to allow them to view the headsets or any of the checkout system and stuff like that because it would kind of defeat the purpose. But for them, we did add a message board that they can view. This message board can be used either just for chat or to, let's say you break headset number 13. You can leave a message in here, and, maybe one has low batteries. You can tell people that, any messages that you want, but they can only read them. They can't add any messages. Please log in to add a comment. It has a little error here, but that's just an error that we have checking it, so it will not display that to the actual user in the thing. So, anyways, return home. Let's see. Sign up and log in as new user. So, sign up. We'll do test video. Testvideo@gmail.com and test video. Sign up. Boom. So we're here. Welcome test video. As you see the view of the navbar switches, the user now has the option to add headsets, and they can also add, edit, and delete messages. So let's say they wanted to check out 2 headsets and they wanted to return them. They wanted to have them until Friday. Submit. Gives them some feedback right there. They can view the reservations, and here we go. And let's say I don't want them anymore. Returns the headset. Return the headset. So there you go. But you're not really adding or deleting the headsets. You are just changing them from available to checked out. And then once they're available again, everybody can see them. Back again. And then the messages, it automatically puts their name in. And they can be like, I love this website. And they can post their comment. And they can also delete their comments. You can delete your own comments, but not other people's. So there you go. And then, they can add another one. There you go. Boom. So now I show the list of users, the new user added. Go back to user and scroll to the bottom right there. And obviously the passwords are not stored in plain text. We're using bcrypt for that. So I kind of just demonstrated the create, read, update, and delete stuff. So yeah, those they can add and delete messages, and then they can edit, update, create, and update the headsets. So demonstrate an invalid client route. So if it was that, 404, page not found. Demonstrate the address bar, client-side routes. So obviously, through clicking all these pages, you can clearly see that the things are changing. At the top. Show how components are defined. So let's see here. We have one component, or we have this. We have well, that's not really a component actually. Let's see here. We can go to the checkout page. And here's a huge component that we have. This has a lot of React components. I can kind of just go through this whole thing. So imports a bunch of stuff. Here's our actual component, and then this is how we're getting the users right here. We are using local storage to get the users, and then it gets their user ID from the local storage. And then so here's some of our handlers. These just handle the logout. Some of them handle the buttons in our headers and footers, and this kind of this is what actually is passed when the user checks out the headset. And here's some of our other things to do with checking out the headsets and all that stuff. Then here's our header. Here's the main content, and here's the footer, or here's the YouTube search bar for the API and the footer. So there's all that, and then show the submit handler for a form. So I think I did that, but let's see here. So those all handle the buttons, and then this is the big one right here for actually checking out the headset. So handle, reservation, submit. Takes in the data, tries to reserve the headsets from the user. If it's good, it'll reserve the headsets. If it's a failure, which happened a lot in our testing, it won't allow them to do it, and it'll show them that they can't, that it failed. Also, it does that if there is no headsets left for them to check out. If it is good, then it'll take in the headsets, their name, the names, how many headsets, and it will allow them to take more than one headset if they want to. So now show the models and do that. Here's our checkout model. It takes in headset ID, user ID, checkout date. This is the checkout model. It takes in the headset ID, user ID, checkout date, and return by. And then here's our headsets. They have an ID, status, they're available or checked out, assigned to somebody, last checked out by somebody, returned by a date. A message just has a name, message, and posted by. And then the user, kind of long because we had some issues with this, to be honest. But it takes in a name, email, password, and added this to a collections. I don't know if we need that anymore, but I'm keeping it because it works. Show the implementation of the card component. So that is the cards that you saw earlier with these. These are the cards that we have. We're using cards to display the headsets right here. They're at the top of, card is at the top. Here's our little card that we have, and then we're calling it right here, the card that holds the headsets, and it just contains that. Show the handling of promises, return from the auth calls, check the sessions. So we have, let's see here, user ID. We're using we're using useEffect and local storage to get the users, and you can see in our route, or our login and route and stuff, we got some awaits going on, some bcrypts going on there, so a lot of await stuff going on. Not really going to be a logout or anything, but things of that nature. And then let's see, show the routes endpoints, created to implement the CRUD operations. And there's plenty of endpoints, like in the authentication page. You see like a slash, or I guess that won't really be good, but you know, await fetch with all the buttons we have. There's plenty of different server endpoints that it's getting data from, message, home, checkout, all that good stuff. And then middleware right here is you know, the users can view these pages. If not, they can't view the other ones. We also have some some things that will kick them out and other files if they're not logged in as well, for double protection. And then we have the authenticated page. Oh, the API, yeah. The API page and the authenticated page, or no, it's on the checkout page. We have the YouTube API, which fetches data from YouTube and shows it to the user. We also have it in our .env, and I can show you that. So let me return that, and then go to add items. And let's say, you know, don't know what to watch. I want to watch some Warnell forestry videos. There we go. Generates
Welcome to the Warnell School of Forestry.
A nice list of videos for them to look at. And then any other features? Well, we have, you know, this nice little footer, has links to all the UGA websites, and then we have the public message board. I just think it's pretty cool, pretty nice little addition, and that's about it. So, thank you.